is poppin', fight fans? Now, I didn't get to talk about this fight for real. I didn't get to talk about it besides on my lives briefly, you know. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this fight. I'm highly anticipating the entire card, but this is the main event, and I believe even though the fights on the card are very entertaining, I do believe that David Benavidez is the face of boxing. I said it before Terrence Crawford fought Canelo that is David Benavidez. Like he's the guy that's really the face of this sport. And I seen on the Grand Rivals they said the same thing. So now it's official. um, but this fight, I mean, this entire card is fire. But I have to talk about this fight and put my whole thoughts on wax about this fight because this is really a sleeper. I've been talking about Anthony Yarde for a very long time, as you can see on the screen, for well past 8 years. I've been talking about Anthony Yarde and making videos about almost every big fight that he's had. So let me start with Anthony Yarde and his specs. Anthony Yarde's record is 27-3. He's fought 30 total fights. Okay, he has 24 KOs. He's ranked number 9 in the world at 175 and number 3 in the UK. I believe Calum and Buatsi is 1 and 2 in the UK at light heavyweight. He's fought for a total of 125 rounds. His knockout percentage is 88.89%. This is all information from BoxRec. He's been pro for 11 years. He's 34 years old. He's 6 foot tall, and he's fighting out the UK. Okay, he's coming off of a unanimous decision victory versus London Arthur. Yeah, London Arthur. His 3 losses came from Arthur Beterbiev, or Arthur Beterbiev, in 2023. He was dropped in the 8th round, and his corner threw in the towel in that fight. Before that, it was a split decision loss versus London Arthur. That was the first fight they had, and that was in 2020. And then before that, it was a TKO loss in the 11th round versus Crusher Kovalev. Now, like I said, I've been in support of Anthony Yarde for a minute. I like his style. Lions in the camp. I like how he approaches the sport and that he'll fight anybody. And like I understand he got losses, but look who those losses are by. Like Crusher Kovalev and Arthur Pater, like, bro, those are 2 heavy hitting dudes. And at the time, and I don't know if this has changed, maybe somebody can correct me in the comment section, but I didn't even know at the time until after he fought Crusher Kovalev that during camp, he doesn't spar at all. He spars nobody. Like, that's what they do. They don't spar at all. You know what I'm saying? So for him to take that fight and fight Crusher Kovalev all the way to the 11th round, and he was getting hit by, like, Crusher got a hard, nice jab. You know what I'm saying? His jab is slept on. But he was taking a lot of punishment in that fight. He was taking a lot of punishment versus Beterbiev. Everybody gets dropped when Beterbiev fight him. You know what I'm saying? Besides Bivol, but everybody be getting dropped. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a surprise to see him get dropped, but like it was both of those was very entertaining fights. He's usually in entertaining fights, but as far as the fights that he lost, he looked pretty good in them. Besides that, the first London Arthur fight, I don't know what was going on with him, but that's why he rematched him. Finally got the rematch and beat him. But Anthony Yarde, that's him right there doing the human flagpole. Like he's a very strong dude, very strong core, hits very hard. He got him and David Benavidez got the same amount of knockouts, the same number of knockouts and the same number of fights. You feel me? Like, so, and also, like, this is actually the battle of the Anthonys. Like, David Benavidez's first name is Anthony. So he just had the battle versus Davids, and now he's about to have the battle versus the Anthonys. But David Benavidez is 30-0 with 24 knockouts. He's ranked number 2, right up under Bivol at 175. He has 160 rounds under his belt as a professional. He has 80% knockout rating. Okay, and he's been pro for 13 years. He's 28 years old. The Mexican monster is 6'2" with a 74.5-inch reach. He's from Phoenix, Arizona, fighting out of Miami, Florida. He's coming off of a unanimous decision victory versus David Morrell. BoxRec also had him getting dropped in the 11th. I remember watching that fight, and I think their feet got tangled. I'm not sure, but I think their feet got tangled. But BoxRec got it as him getting dropped by Morrell in the 11th round. Before that, it was a unanimous decision victory from the Ukrainian dude. I don't want to butcher his name, but it was the guy that retired, Adonis Stevenson, in 2018. And before that, he beat Boo Boo Andreas at 68 pounds in the 6th round. I think he retired on his stool in the 6th round. And then before that, he fought Caleb Plant and got a unanimous decision out of him. So he's got great names. He's fought great names and great talents from 2 different weight classes in his last 4 fights, and now he's about to fight Anthony Yarde. Now, if I can get down and talking about this fight now. I've been saying this all year. David Benavidez is the best fighter in boxing. I believe he's the face of boxing, and he's great. And he's just been put on the back burner because A, nobody will fight him, and B, the people that y'all have ahead of him, y'all give him excuse why they don't have to fight him. But truth is, David Benavidez beats your favorite fighter, and that's just facts. If we're not, well, we ain't talking about a fight like anybody that weighs more than him, but his weight, 175 and under, can't nobody beat David Benavidez, and that's just my opinion. Like like Ulysses, Iglesias, whatever, he's the only guy that need to prove himself, in my opinion, because he could be the best. Like, but them the only 2 killers around. But anyway, back to this fight. Anthony Yarde is no pushover. Anthony Yarde, and I agree, might hit David Benavidez harder than he's ever been hit by anybody as a professional. I agree. He might be able to do that. He is the natural bigger fighter, meaning he's bigger than everybody David ever fought as a professional. Like, Anthony Yarde is the biggest foe that he's fighting. I'm not just talking about height. I'm talking about all around size. I think he's the biggest guy that David's ever fought as a professional. I don't think he's bigger than David, though. Like, David is a big dude, for real. And man, did y'all see him hitting, like, his power right now at this weight? Since I believe this is his 3rd fight at 175, his power right now, y'all might as well crown him right now. For real. Like, his power at this weight class is unreal. Like, I seen him hitting the mitts, and the mitts was just flying off the dude hand with the 1 pound. His hooks is crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? We all know how David Benavidez fight. I think this is going to be a highly entertaining fight because how Anthony Yarde is a headstrong dude. He's not going to just lay down and just take any punishment. He like getting his off too. Hopefully he has a better defense in this fight so the fight can last a little longer. Even though David Benavidez ain't really primed to getting a lot of knockouts at this higher weight class, man, I think we're going to see something special from both fighters. I think David Benavidez's power is going to show, and Anthony Yarde's. The one thing I don't like about on BoxRec with the UK fighters or fighters out this country, they never really have their reach on there, but I can kind of bet that he don't have the reach advantage on David. I pretty much bet that David has probably the reach advantage on Anthony Yarde. And Anthony Yarde do utilize his jab, but I believe Benavidez being that his style is the way it is, and Anthony Yarde like holding his hands pretty low, in my opinion. He holds his hands at the top of his chest sometimes, like right where his chest and his neck start, where they meet at. That's where he hold his hands at. That is going to be prime opportunity for David Benavidez to take advantage in this fight. I believe the 1-2 was going to be there for him, but I don't really see David Benavidez using it a lot. I think he's going to be loading up on Anthony Yarde because of Anthony Yarde's lacking of his defense and his holes that he has in his defense. I think he's going to be loading up on Anthony Yarde, and I think Anthony Yarde is going to utilize body punches in this fight. I think he's going to throw some good punches to the body, and I think the left hook, is it the left? I think his left hook upstairs on David Benavidez is probably going to be the punch that he's looking for. I don't know if he's going to land it, but that's probably going to be the punch that he's looking for. And I think Anthony Yarde is really going to try to use his straight right in this fight whenever he can counter Benavidez, if he can counter Benavidez. I don't see a lot of moving around in this fight. I don't see a lot of hugging in this fight. I see this fight being an all-out war. And honestly, this entire card can be nothing but knockouts. Let me know what you think about David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde, or Anthony David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde in the battle of the Anthonys, because this is, in my opinion, worthy to be a main event fight. David WBC titles on the line. There's title holders at belts being held in exchange, on this undercard. I think David Benavidez is, and both of these fighters having 60 fights total, and almost 50 knockouts total. Like, I think they deserve to be the main event, being that David is who he is and nobody will fight this man. Like, I see what everybody is saying, because I really like the other fights too, but nah. David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde being the main event is perfect tea to end off the night, yo. Always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.